Have you ever canoed down a babbling brook?
No, but I have cried at a Taco Bell.
Oh, same thing. Listen up, campers.
It's time to buckle up, pitch a tent, and take a hike.
Because Camp Counselors is a variety show.
So prepare for a good old-fashioned kumbaya,
Weird news,
hot gossip,
and scary stories around the campfire.
so spooky.
Is this podcast even about camping?
No, but it is camp. This is Camp Counselors.
Hey, happy campers.
Welcome back to Camp Shady Birch.
It is week 184, I think, here at camp.
Today we are existing in a world because of our own previous choices. And by that, we mean campers, we are a little hungover, but maybe you are today as well. And if you're not, just be glad you're not.
No, seriously, this is all the consequences of our own choices. I wouldn't say they were terrible because we have a good time. We know how to have a good time. But my body is like, baby, can I get a drop of water?
I think it's just, hey, hate to say it, I think I'm just 30. And I think things are hitting me at a level they didn't used to hit me. And it's not like I'm like crawling on the floor right now, but I am shaky. I am in need of nurture.
Mind you, campers, we have been awake and attempting to function for about like 7-8 hours now.
I've been functioning just fine. I'm just like not at 100%. We did, before recording this, try to get lunch because I was like, oh, maybe if we get some food in us, we'll feel better. And we both agreed after we ate, we're full, but we still just feel like shaky shooky.
And my bad choices did continue because for lunch I had sushi.
Which is such a crazy choice for a hangover lunch.
I was texting, because last time we were there, we were with Chris Clemens when I spilled that goddamn lantern on me.
The oil.
So I texted Chris and I was like, hey, our old waitress is here because she's very recognizable and electric. And I couldn't handle it. And he said, you're there hungover. That's wild. And I thought to myself, it is wild.
I don't know why you opted for like tempura.
Well, it is cooked. But the other one was raw.
I got chicken and waffles.
So a place that serves sushi and chicken and waffles.
New York City brunches is a different beast. You can go anywhere and they're like, and we got chicken and waffles and eggs Benedict.
Yours had like a spooky butter. What was that?
Well, it was like Korean chicken and waffles. So it was so delicious. The chicken was so greasy. And tomorrow morning, I have to be in an Uber at 7:15. I'm shooting this like big project with Maybelline and Kat Cohen. Woo woo.
Woohoo.
It's like a 12-hour shoot. And I'm paranoid right now because I know my body and my body will have diarrhea on the way there. So I have to wake up. So like we were talking about this, bowel movements, get over it, campers, grow up. Come on, nurses. They don't care.
They've seen it all.
My body doesn't work on like a schedule when I go to the bathroom, but it does work on like how long I've been up. So I know that if I have to go somewhere, I have to be up 2 hours before I leave to make sure I give my body adequate time to go to the bathroom, which means tomorrow I'm gonna have to wake up at 5:50 in the morning. We all know collectively that alarm's gonna snooze and I'm gonna be in bed until 6:15. So I think my only option here is to take an antidiuretic. But the problem with that is I'm gonna be bloated. And this is like a full camera shoot day. And the guy who's styling the shoot, I worked with him for the Essie shoot. And he has a, I love him. Love you, Roland. But Roland tends to skew a little tight. He likes something that has more of like a form-fitting cut. And if I go there tomorrow with an 8-month pregnancy under my shirt, it's not going to look good for anybody.
Did you text him before?
I didn't text him. I forgot to text him, and I'm not going to stress him out now.
Yeah.
On Mother's Day, he might have a cat.
He's mother. Oh my God. Happy Mother's Day to all our mothers and to Buffy, who's asleep. She's usually not in here when we record, but she is a mother of 3. We cannot forget about that.
Yeah, we're recording this on Mother's Day. So even if you're listening to this after the fact, shout out to all of our mama bears out there.
Our strong mamas.
Our Maybelline mama bears.
Love you, love you. And yes, if you are wondering, are you guys drinking today? We weren't gonna, but the bartender said, do you want a shot? And we said, you know what? We have to do it for the plot.
I said without even a breath, I said yes. And I think she thought that we would have said no, but I think she was trying to get her bag up. And then she's like, what do you want? I said tequila. Because sometimes, guys, hair of the dog is real, but then other times it's just extending the wound. It's like you pack the wound, but you didn't seal it. So now that dressing has to be changed. And here we are back to square one.
And you also never order tequila shots. Like, you're not a tequila tango.
Well, I wasn't going to ask for a lemon drop shot. It's a free
make it
shot.
as complicated as you can. It sounded like she had something up her sleeve. She's like, I don't know, tequila maybe?
I
What do you
think
want?
it was
Tequila
a
maybe?
slow Mother's Day. They had too many people on. If servers are out there, they know that Mother's Day is the busiest time of year, busiest day of the year. And I think it was slower than anticipated. And they had 2 bartenders on. So she was like, I will give free liquor away to get a good tip. The bill was $70. I tipped her $25.
That's
so
nice.
she did her job and I did mine.
Oh, I feel like, okay, I passed. So how did we get here? You might be wondering. Yesterday, we went out to dinner for our good friend, Eleni. And along the way, so it was like 2 miles away. So we could take the subway, which is going to take 50 minutes, 50. Or we could take a taxi cab, which would take about 12 minutes. Or Zach came up with this fun idea, which would be to walk, but bar hop along the way.
Well, I thought it was 2 miles, which is about a 48-minute walk for straight people and 42 minutes for gay people.
True.
So I figured if we have a drink right around the corner from our house, one in between and then one near the venue, we'll be good to go.
Just be a venue.
What?
The restaurante.
Well, the venue of the restaurant.
Yeah. Okay. So we had a frozen painkiller, which I love a painkiller.
Me too. And honestly, we're entering painkiller season.
It is. It's the only thing in the summer I'm going to have with nutmeg in it.
Yeah. It's honestly like that bridge for nutmeg to have a moment in the summer.
Does it need nutmeg? I fear it doesn't.
I fear why not? Because nutmeg's sitting on a shelf all year. Like, give her a goddamn moment. She has no time to shine this summer and you want to take this away from her?
She's like, stop putting me on eggnog only. I'm versatile. I will show you.
Big nutmeg will come after you if you keep talking slander.
Not big nuts.
We went there and then we went to another bar where you got an espresso martini. So you're already shaking up and blending. And the thing is with Jonathan, I love you so much. And I said to you before we went to the event, I said, you need to eat before because you never eat at these kind of events or like dinners. You always like pick, mix, and then you're sick.
True.
And that's kind of what happened in your story and your truth and your journey. I, on the other hand, will always eat in public. I will eat a table if asked. I don't care. If it's made of pastrami, send it my way. So you had that espresso martini. I had a mule. And then we got to the venue, the restaurant, and it was Italian. And Eleni decided to do shared pastas, which I'd never done before, but it was good.
There was pasta everywhere. And then I had to go to the bathroom. Like I had to pee. I had to go number ones, right? So I got up and to wait for the bathroom, you're in the middle of essentially like the kitchen where everybody's running food back and forth.
The expo.
The what?
The expo.
The expo.
The expo window. Expediting.
Yeah, the expo window. That's where I was, the expo center. And someone was in the bathroom. They were taking a long time, which is like, fine, you do you. But I was like, well, I've already been up from the table for so long. Everybody out there probably thinks I'm pooing, which I wasn't. So then I'm like panicking because I'm about to wet myself. So I walk out the door and I literally do a lap around the block looking for somewhere to pee. Nowhere in sight.
You left the restaurant?
I left the restaurant and I was like, well, now I've been gone for far too long. And I literally didn't know what to do. So I ran back to the building and then I just had to wait there in the middle of the restaurant where everybody was staring at me.
There was like 15 people at dinner. I don't think anyone noticed that you were gone except me because I was like, where's my man? But I think everyone was just enjoying themselves. They weren't counting down the minutes till Jonathan reappeared.
Oh, well, then I need to be more memorable because everybody should have been where is he? He's been gone for 8.5 minutes. Like, people need to worry about me a little bit more.
Well, it was like 4 hours of drinking and eating. And then it turned into like, what's the next move? So we went to where anyone would go to after a lovely dinner of pasta and friendship. We went to karaoke night.
And it wasn't just a karaoke night. It was like a karaoke restaurant. Like there were people sitting down at the tables. And let's talk really quickly, campers. I feel like we don't need to talk to you guys about this because I feel like you have a fair understanding of karaoke etiquette. But when someone is singing, when they finish, whether they're good or bad, should not everybody clap, or at least one person?
I think it's understood in karaoke etiquette that everyone is supporting everyone, regardless if it was bad or good. So just a little 3 claps, clap, you're done. You don't have to sit there and lock into their whole performance. Like it's a social hour, it is a bar, but it is the polite thing to do to make sure that you're like at least congratulating the person that had the guts, the nerve, the gumption, and the gall to get up there and sing. And
it wasn't like the person did bad because it was Eleni and her brother doing a duet from Wicked, which was Loathing. What is that one?
Loathing.
Unadulterated
loathing.
And they actually killed it. They had everyone in the restaurant singing. Song comes to an end. They take a bow. It's like just me and Zach clapping. Everybody went silent. I said, y'all are rude, y'all are rude, y'all are rude.
This is exactly what happened to me in my stand-up class for UCB. I was overly supportive of my peers. And then when it came time for my time to do my like bits, no one would clap or like give me any feedback.
I think we just all need to support each other at this climate in America.
I don't want to say I'm better than anybody, but like I think in this moment we were better than those other groups because I had to clap for the same table that performed 4 times in a row, that gave up halfway through Whitney Houston, that the rest of the room had to pick it back up for you. And I still clapped for your ass. And you did 4 songs in a row sitting down. Stand up, you ungrateful bitch, okay? Sitting down and singing in a karaoke restaurant, stand up. You want the mic, you put your name down, get up.
You know what? I was drunk and I was getting bratty because there was a girl who was sitting in a booth and she was like being coy and she was hogging the mic. She wouldn't get up. She wouldn't clap for anybody. She had some solid song choices though, so I had to give her that. But I was like, who's singing right now? I was like looking around. I was like, who is that? I can't find whoever's singing right now because nobody's fucking standing. Like, stand up and goddamn perform. No, don't half-ass it.
They weren't. But one girl in the back, she also was like, I don't understand this. If it's karaoke, like go to where everyone's singing. This is like the weirdest karaoke moment because everyone was just like singing it in different dark corners. You could never find the singer in this. It was chilling. Yeah. And at one point I heard one of my favorite songs of all time being performed and I could not locate the singer and I was freaking out.
What was it?
Knock You Down, Carrie Hilson.
Oh, that was a good one.
It was so good. Such a good song. Forgot about it. Amazing. And at one point I was really singing so loud and like dancing so intensely. I checked myself and I said, oh my God, stop. You're doing too much. And I said, wait, actually, this is the moment I've talked about, campers. I was performing. Somebody had to perform. The room went mild. I was there giving something because Little Miss, amazing singer for the song, was standing by the door with a jacket on. I'm like, do you have to go somewhere?
Yeah, like, why are you at the middle of a song?
Get up, girl.
Stop. She's like half smoking a cigarette out the window.
It was the karaoke vibe was bizarre. We were bringing the energy.
Yeah, our group was definitely fun. We were saucy. And when we walked in, there was like 2 girls who were standing and singing who ended up being the only girls who were standing and singing that we didn't know. And they saw that we were a fun group. So they like had you join in. They were like, please, anybody like give us some support here.
It was delicious.
And then Hannah Montana song. It was so out of left field.
I didn't know that one, to be honest.
If We Were a Movie, it was pretty good. If I had a time machine, I would go back in time and write that song before it was written. And then I would be
like a song you would have written.
If we were a movie. Such a bop. Oh, lest we forget, there was a couple that comes in. The vibe I'm picking up on is that they were expecting this restaurant to just be a normal restaurant and they had reservations and they sat at the booth and the guy was like nervously like apologizing and the girl was so overwhelmed. She was like, what the fuck is this place?
And the thing is, I don't know what is wrong with people sometimes. If you go into a restaurant and you don't like the vibe, just leave. I've left so many restaurants after sitting down, looking at the menu, being like, oh wait, this is actually not what I need right now. This is not what I want to spend $100 on. I'm going to jolt. And like, granted, every time I do leave a restaurant before drinks are ordered, I do make up an elaborate lie to the waiter saying that my mother is sick, my car got broken into, there was a fire. Like, there's no need to lie. Just leave and say, I have to go, I'm sorry. But I do feel like there's a narrative to be told, a story to be written, and my server needs to hear some sort of lie.
You're a lore crafter.
They know I'm lying. We all know I'm lying. But this couple endured pain and shame when they could have just went next door. This is Brooklyn, babe. There's a restaurant every 10 feet. Like, you didn't have to stay, but they did. And I wonder if there was a second date.
I do wonder how it worked out. It made for a good story for that girl. She did it for the lore.
It was about 10:45 and I looked at Jonathan. I said, can we go? And we Irished. I don't care. I'm going to Irish. There's at least 15 people here for Eleni. I love you, Eleni, but enjoy your night. I have to leave. So we came home. We ordered fast food. And then, Jonathan, you fell asleep on the couch.
I passed out on the couch. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That hasn't happened since we've lived here.
I've only slept on the couch one time, also was wasted. You were wasted last night, and I shut the living room down because we live in a gay household, so there's a lot to like shut down. There's a lot of lamps and end tables,
end table lamps,
blowing out a candle.
Lamps.
It's a production.
It's a to-do.
Closing shift at a gay household is a lot.
10 to 15 at least.
So I was around, you know what I mean, like making sure everything was like tight and closed and lights are off, and I just kept kind of like scurrying around you, assuming that you'd get up. So I kept the hallway light on, and I woke up at 2:30 in the morning, and you were not in bed.
I thought that I had closed my eyes, and I opened my eyes, and it was 5 a.m.
Did you
It
sleep good?
was. I did sleep shockingly well. I didn't feel great in that moment, but I'm like, I rested. I slept right through it. Also, this is how drunk I was, you guys. We were leaving the restaurant and I'm standing waiting for Zach to come out of the bathroom. I'm like, what is taking him so long? It's just me waiting outside of bathroom doors. That's what this night was. I turn around and Zach has been outside waiting for me. I don't know how that happened. Did you crawl on the floor around me? I
was
swear to
Irish
God.
goodbying, so I scurried like a little rat.
And
Army crawled.
I didn't even see you go. I was
Army
like, we
crawled
gotta
through
get
the
out of
bar.
here.
I've done it before and I'll do it again.
That's so foul. Just sticky toffee floor.
Sticky toffee floor. Well, will it happen again? Yes. The party is in me. You know what I mean? Like, I need to have adult beverages. I need to shake my ass. I need to enjoy my life. And I will sacrifice a Sunday slug for a Saturday sip.
That is poetic.
It's true.
Party on you.
Party on you.
This episode is sponsored in part by MeUndies. Okay, campers, let's talk about underwear, specifically the kind that makes you forget you're wearing any at all. MeUndies has completely changed the game with their ridiculously comfortable underwear. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love MeUndies. I was a MeUndies customer way before this sponsorship. So this isn't one of those like pretend to be obsessed with these things. I really am obsessed with them. Hi, I'm wearing them right now as we record this. They have been my go-to for years, and I can confidently say that they're always the first pair I reach for when my laundry is done. And honestly, I don't know what kind of sorcery they have going on over there, but MeUndies ultra modal fabric is incredibly soft. It is so buttery, so breathable, stretchy, and it feels like you're being hugged by a cloud in all the right places. They're also doing it right. MeUndies is crafted with responsibly sourced materials and ethical partners. Plus, they have a problem-free philosophy, which means if you don't like your first pair, it's literally on them. So slide into game-changing comfort with MeUndies. Support the show by going to MeUndies.com/counselors and use our code counselors to save 20% off your first order plus free shipping. That's MeUndies.com/COUNSELORS, code counselors for 20% off plus free shipping. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in.
This episode is sponsored in part by ZocDoc. Let me guess, my dear camper, you've needed to book a doctor's appointment at some point and immediately said, I'm too busy, or it'll heal on its own, or I don't even know which doctor to go to. Yeah, same. I'm the king of making excuses, just ask Jonathan. But the truth is, booking a doctor's appointment doesn't have to be a whole to-do. And that's why I love using ZocDoc. It's the easiest way I found to actually get it done. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. Like truly, click, book, done. We're talking more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty: mental health, dental, primary care, urgent care, you name it, they got it. I need to get a dermatology appointment through my ZocDoc because I have a growth on my face that will not go away. You can filter by insurance, location, specialty, and even ratings from real, verified patients. Once you find the right doctor, you can literally see their open appointment slots and book one that works for you. And ZocDoc appointments usually happen fast, like within 24 to 72 hours, and sometimes even same day. Personally, ZocDoc has taken so much stress out of finding someone who actually takes my insurance and doesn't require me to wait months just to be seen. I have to save my creativity for my work, not for my excuses. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/camp to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/camp. ZocDoc.com/camp. Attention campers, please meet at the old flagpole under the tall pine for morning announcements. Welcome back to Morning Announcements. I am your host, Zachariah Porter, reporting on the news that you might have missed, that we want you to spread like wildfire. My co-host, Jonathan, take it away. Any news you want to share with the campers?
You know, it could be fun. That could actually like throw a wrench in this whole thing and like make things more complicated than they need to be. Something I enjoy doing a lot is if we had like rip away neckties.
Jonathan, the thing about you is that you always want to complicate this already very complicated show. Any person who's ever come on our show as a guest has said, wow, this is really structured and really organized, because we're psychopaths. Like, you want to add a mini segment for just us and the YouTube watchers only in this already very structured show.
I just think we love our campers, and the campers deserve the best.
We do. We love our campers with a capital W for we. I don't know. I just wanted to put your W's up.
Put your W's up. Gummy bears. Okay. We're gonna start off with a little bad news. Bad news is I microwaved cat food. I give Buffy a half a can of cat food, and then I put the other half in a container and I put it in the fridge, but she will not eat it cold. I think she has sensitive teeth. So I microwaved it and it smelled really bad downstairs. So
I'm at a loss for words, but you do you, boo.
In later news, this article, I will announce the title at the end. Something strange is happening in Rockport, Massachusetts.
I'm not familiar, to be honest. I know it's North Shore.
I have no idea. I didn't look it up on a map, honestly.
I'm a South Coast boy.
Okay. The quiet coastal neighborhood is known more for salt air than scandal, but residents have been waking up to unexpected damage. Neighbors have found glass from their cars busted. There were over 25 vehicles damaged, and no one seemed to know who was doing it, except for one woman.
Who?
Well, Janelle Favalaro, of course, who woke up to find the windshield of her RV had been shattered. And then a few days later, both of the mirrors on either side of the RV were shattered. But she was like, that's so weird. Who was doing this? I'm so annoyed. Nothing was popping up on the Ring doorbell or anybody's security systems. But vandals usually don't return to the scene of the crime. And when Janelle spoke to the Today Show, she said she did end up catching a glimpse of the assailant. She said when she saw him, he was, quote, wearing black and white with a red hat, but only standing 18 inches tall.
The Hamburglar.
A ferocious woodpecker has been terrorizing this entire neighborhood for about a month now. So the co-director of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology graduate program at Brown University said, quote, they're a ferocious bird and they're really strong. It's a biomechanical, that's a word. It's a biomechanical equivalent of a hammer. If they're seeing their reflections of themselves, they don't understand it's a reflection. They think it's a competitor. So this is expected to happen between March to June because they're looking for a good fuck, you know? They're looking to settle down, hop around, you know, not homie hop, nest hop, bounce back and forth.
Find a mate is what you mean.
Find a mate. Thank you so much. And they're just seeing the reflections in the glass in these cars. But for a while, the whole neighborhood's like, yo, who is doing this? What is happening? They showed footage of it literally on the Today Show. So some Rockport residents said they started protecting their mirrors with plastic wrap or sweaters while their vehicles are not in use. One resident named Mike Foster said, a woodpecker cracked his passenger side window while he was sitting in his truck.
Oh my God. They don't even care if you're around.
No, they really don't. He said he thought it was his wife's acrylic nails on the window. And he was like, oh man, what did I do now? And he looked over and it literally stared at him and proceeded to use its beak to break the mirror and then his window.
Call Geico or Progressive.
Residents in New England should consider covering their mirrors or at least tucking their mirrors in while parked. And that UPI article comes from Ben Hooper, and it's titled, Ferocious Woodpecker Damages 25 Vehicles in Massachusetts Town.
It's probably the same woodpecker.
It could be, but other residents around town saw other ones. Like everybody started posting on Facebook once they figured out what it was. And they're just like putting holes inside. They're menaces. Like God was really smoking some good shit when he said, let's put a knife on the face of this bird and let it take this town to hell. And he did. I wonder if they get headaches. Like that is a lot of force.
I wonder if they saw the movie Mulan through the window of a family and were so inspired by the cover art on the front of the VHS and saw the reflection and was so overcome by the beauty of the message of that movie that they then decided to destroy the glass. Who is that woodpecker I see staring straight back at me? I
It
love
was really
Mulan.
beautiful. I was like really struggling to see where you were going to tie that in, but
I tied it in because I wanted to
reflection.
tie it in. I've never seen the live action because I know there's no music in it and there's no little dragon. So I've always been a little weary to taint my favorite Disney princess.
Okay, well that is
Thank you
my
for sharing.
that's my
Your
my
tale.
morning announcement. Thank you.
I have an article coming from ABC News written by John Haworth. I'm going to save the title for the end. A woman has been arrested after a raccoon named Chewy was found holding a meth pipe in the driver's seat of her car in what police are calling a strange encounter on patrol in Ohio. The incident occurred on Monday at approximately 7:50 p.m. when Springfield Township Police Officer Austin Braham decided to conduct a traffic stop on South Arlington Road after identifying a vehicle whose registered owner had an active warrant and a suspended driver's license, according to a statement from the Springfield Township Police Department released on Tuesday. That was one sentence.
That was wild. Also, you did a great job. You enunciated. I would just take you a little more seriously if you had a bow tie on.
I cannot. That was 5 lines of words in one sentence. Find a period.
Not runaway. What is it? Run-on sentences. I used to get in trouble for that as a kid. And now I'm like, look at this accredited man.
The one thing I'm terrible at is grammar. So I don't even know if this is officially a run-on. Who knows?
I take pride in my grammar.
Grammar. When Officer Bronham... See, now I've lost it. When Officer Bronham approached the car, he found 55-year-old Victoria Vidal of Akron, Ohio, and was able to detain her without incident, authorities said. So she complied. She said, I'm on meth.
You got me.
You got me, gals. However, things took an unusual turn according to the police statement. As Officer Bronham returned to the vehicle, he observed a raccoon named Chewy sitting in the driver's seat with a meth pipe in its mouth.
How did they know it was named Chewy?
Chewy had somehow gotten a hold of the glass methamphetamine pipe, leading officers to further inspect the vehicle. Nothing like a good old narc Chewy. Chewy said, oh, mommy's not feeling good, but look what mommy gave me. It's not a rattle. It's a meth pipe.
That's crazy. Ratted her out.
Well, I'm sure, babe, if they detained her, well, she had a warrant, so I don't want to assume she was under the influence of meth. But if you have a pet raccoon and you are a meth addict, I'm sure... I don't know if she's on it. I don't want to judge. Now I'm just being fresh.
So they arrest her, take her out of the car. Did they realize there was a raccoon in the car? A pet raccoon? My assumption is since its name is Chewy, it's domesticated.
Well, police did confirm that Chewy was a pet raccoon.
Thank you.
And that he was not a wild animal after Vidal had the appropriate paperwork and documentation to own him. She said, listen, I may be doing meth, but I registered this animal and he is a pet.
And he has his shots, and that's what's important, honestly.
Mm-hmm. A subsequent search after Chewy was playing with a little toy revealed that Vidal's car contained a bulk amount of methamphetamines, crack cocaine, and 3 used glassed methamphetamine pipes, police said. So Vidal was charged with F3 possession of drugs, 3 counts of possession of drugs, paraphernalia, and was cited for driving under suspension, authorities said. No driving. So there was no driving under the influence.
So then maybe she wasn't on it. She was just like...
So, oh my God. So the fact that like Chewy literally... Well, they probably would have detained the car and they probably would have found out eventually. But like it seems like she wasn't charged with driving like under the influence of methamphetamine. So it truly was Chewy who narked her.
That's wild.
She was also subsequently turned over to... Oh, this is a fun word. Cuyahoga Falls Police on her active warrant when additional charges related to crack cocaine possession will be presented at a grand jury pending lab results. So maybe they're going to do her blood work. Thankfully, Chewy the raccoon was unharmed, and notification was made to the proper authorities to determine that she has the proper paperwork and documentation to own the raccoon. Police said, while our officers are trained to expect the unexpected, finding a raccoon holding a meth pipe is a first.
I'm sure it is.
It's important to know that no raccoons were hurt or injured in this incident, authorities confirmed. As always, we remain committed to keeping our community safe, no matter what surprises may come our way. And the article title was "Woman Arrested After Raccoon Named Chewy Found with a Meth Pipe in Driver's Seat During a Police Stop." So who's really at loss here? Chewy. Where is Chewy going? I'm concerned.
He's probably going to stay with her. And that's why they're saying he wasn't harmed.
She's arrested.
Not forever. For Evs?
Babe, she has a massive drug charge on her and an open warrant. She's probably doing some sort of jail time, which means where's Chewy going to go?
He could probably go to jail too.
I need some of our Ohioan campers, maybe in the Akron area, to reach out. Someone needs to get on the ground and figure out where Chewy is.
Oh my God, someone could take Chewy in.
I wonder if they're going to send him to an animal sanctuary.
They probably would. You can't release him to the wild.
They better not. I'll flip out.
He's like, where's my meth? It's not out here.
He's like, I don't see McDonald's out here.
Thank you.
I need a meth pipe.
You know what they say? Ohio is for lovers.
Ohio is for raccoon meth lovers. Grab your bug juice and bear spray, campers. It's time to pack it up and take a hike.
Welcome back to Take a Hike. This is the part of the show where we bitch a little. We tell something to take a hike. I have two. One, I just want to get really quickly out of the way. I was going to wait till next week, but it's just like, I just need to get it off my chest right now. My first take hike goes to a man by the name of Benjamin on Monopoly Go. You were a friend. You are no longer a friend. I logged on to Monopoly Go and he had attacked my board 66 times. Now, 5 times I can forgive. I do it sometimes 5 times. Like campers who are listening now, a bunch of you added me. Love that. I'll leave it down in the description. Add me. And like, it's a strategy. I get it. You can attack someone's board and steal their money. But 66 times he left me absolutely pillaged. He left me broke. He left me in shambles. And I was really upset and hurt by it. So I blocked him. I've never blocked anybody. And I let it slide for 2 days. I said, you know what? He's probably going to do something nice for me. Because what I've done before, I attacked one of our campers and I am so sorry. But what I did was I sent her a collectible card thing, a sticker. And it was worth 5 stars. And those are like the highest rated, highest ranked, and rarest. So I sent that as a gift because I said, I attacked your board and I'm going to make amends. And then I am going to attack it again, obviously. I'm just surviving out here. But Ben did none of the sort. And then he would clear his board. So anybody who went to attack him had nothing to attack. Had to get that off my chest. If you're listening to this, Ben, fuck off.
Well, I know half of our listenership has no idea what you just said. So if you stuck around, thank you so much, because I am at a loss for whatever that meant. But what I do want to highlight as someone who is not playing Monopoly with you, who's confused by this whole thing, I think it's pretty nefarious the way that you met this man. I don't like the way you met this man. I think it's weird. So do you want to tell the campers who don't know what this all means, where you met this man, Ben, and how you became friends with him?
So there's this other additional app where you can, because you can't message on Monopoly Go. So there's another app where it's like you can trade these cards. You can upload everything that you have, your stickers rather, and you can make trades with people there. So I've been doing that for approximately about a year.
So you're communicating with random people. Yeah.
He was so nice in the chat too.
So what did you guys talk about? This is so weird.
Nothing.
To me.
I said,
what do you mean he's so nice in the chat, but you don't know what you said?
Is the Unbreakable China doll sticker still available? He said yes. So I sent him what he was looking for. He sent me the Unbreakable China doll. It helped me complete my album. I helped him complete his. I thought we were on a good foot. And then we stopped talking and he just started attacking my board, which is like brutal.
So I thought it was an Unbreakable China doll. It's coming to my knowledge right now that your board was broken.
And my board was broken. That China doll is broken.
I don't want you to be speaking with random men online trading cards.
All right.
I'm just joking. I'm joking.
Okay. So what I'm really telling to take a hike, I feel like switching the sides now to something everybody can relate to. Every camper here at Camp Shady Birch, as you guys come, this happens every single spring. You're roaming around camp, doing your chores, playing ball. What else do we have going on here? Other camp related things, archery, maybe, who knows? And you get struck in the face with that stench that Mother Nature has cursed this planet with. I am talking about those stinky, nasty, disgusting Bradford pear trees.
Is that what they're called?
That's what they're called.
I thought they were dogwoods. The ball trees?
The nasty, stinky, smelly trees with the white flowers. Yeah. Okay. So let me just briefly say what...
I don't think they're everywhere.
Well, they stink, and those who don't have it in their local neighborhood are lucky. Nature.org says Bradford pear trees and the tree of heaven are particularly notorious. The smell of Bradford pear trees is often described as rotting fish or urine, while the tree of heaven is known for its smell compared to sweaty gym socks or burnt peanuts. Okay, so maybe it's called the tree of heaven. Either way, whatever those nasty, stinky trees are, I am telling to take a hike. We have one in our neighborhood. It's further down the block, so I don't catch a gust of it in the wind. But my house growing up used to be right in the front yard, the biggest tree in the neighborhood, and it reeks. It was so embarrassing. The entire spring, I'm like embarrassed of my front yard. It reeks.
Honestly, if you were the only one that had one, that's really gross.
And then when everybody smells it, they know exactly where.
Oh, John lives at 44 Ball Way. Ballsack Way.
And another thing that God said when he was creating something other than the woodpecker, he said, you know what this tree is missing? The smell of nasty, rancid gym socks. Let me just throw it. It smells like protein powder, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, so that's what I'm telling to take a hike are those nasty, stinky, disgusting trees.
Do you want to cut them all down? What do we do?
I don't know. I don't know what we do with them.
We'll revisit this on Arbor Day.
We're gonna have to. Also, they're like attention whores. They're like, oh, you don't like me and all of my beauty? I'm gonna get your attention one way or another, even when you're not looking at me.
If you don't know what they are, you're lucky. I'm sure like Arizona doesn't know.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, but they have their other fish to fry.
They're like, we have scorpions, get fucked.
Truly. They're the smelliest, nastiest tree it's just really disgusting. It smells like rotting flesh. That's what it smells like to me.
It's true.
So they can take a freaking hike. What are you telling them to take a hike?
Campers that are watching on their phones or their laptops, whatever, video only, you may know something different about me. I am in the middle of a transition that I am considering to be my take a hike this week. I am in the middle phase of growing out my hair, which is the worst possible thing that anyone can go through. I'm talking this is worse than cancer.
Oh my God.
What? It's my take a hike.
Okay,
I take that back. But it is tragic right now. I am trying to grow out my hair and it's doing this weird middle part. I'm trying to push it back. Very a la Brad Pitt 1990s, which I kind of hate ever saying Brad Pitt's name out loud. Like anytime someone mentions like the most handsome celebrity, they say Brad Pitt, that just says to me that you don't know any celebrities. It's like the most vanilla basic celebrity comparison ever. But if you do search 1990s Brad Pitt, that is the hair I actually am going for.
I get it. But like Rick Moranis.
It just like screams, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do in this case. This is the one time that Brad Pitt, as an example, does work in my opinion. So I'm trying to just like push back hairstyle because every time, I've had the same hairstyle since like probably 2017. I'm over it. I was doing bangs for a little bit and I got a lot of pushback and I'm sure this one too. And I just want people to give me some grace through this hair journey because I have a vision. And if it's not working after 2 months, then I will really reevaluate if this is for me. But I'll never know if I look good with long pushback hair until I actually commit to it. And I'm not going to get some sort of like braid action below the shoulder. Like, no, I don't want that. My dream is to get it to push back where I don't have these real weird wispies in the front that are making me uncomfortable. I don't think it looks great right now, but I'm trying something new. And this phase where you're trying something new with your hair to get to a length is very uncomfortable, to say the least.
Yeah. I think it looks great. Your hair from the side especially looks really good. It's very volumescent and you don't really have gray hairs.
I have a lot of gray hairs.
Oh, maybe I need to like
gray hairs on my side of my temples.
Like mine are like real
well, yeah, well, no one's debating that.
Okay, you're not to agree with me that
we
fast.
See the gray hair on you.
Okay.
You had that when I met you, my little salt and pepper king.
Oh my God.
Well, I went to get my hair cut today for the first time after I haven't gone in 2 months because I've been trying to grow this. So I went to like a local spot around the corner, someone I don't usually go to. And this woman that was working, I was like, hey, I really want to even it out because I've been pushing it over to one side and I think that's weird and long over there. So she was like, okay. So she like looked at the ends of my hair and she was like, wow, they're really healthy. We don't need to do anything on the top because there's no split ends. But she was like, okay, I'll cut a little bit off the side. And she cut like maybe 3 clips of a scissor. And she was like, hey, I'll clean up your edges and stuff, but there's not much I can really do here. You're kind of in this weird phase. So she only charged me $15 when it was supposed to be $45.
Well, that was nice of her to add you.
I tipped her $30 because I felt bad because I took an appointment from her.
Yeah.
But she was kind of like, you didn't need to come for this. And I just felt stupid because I think she was trying to do something that she really couldn't, because it's just.
Well, you did have to get your hair. I'm sorry. I'm not believing that you didn't have split ends. No offense.
I'm sorry. She showed me
Pull out the microscope.
She showed me in the mirror. And she showed me and she goes, there's no split ends. There's no need to cut anything off. And you might be upset because my hair is so healthy, but I've been using this new tea tree shampoo.
I've been using it as well.
And it's really good for your scalp and really good for your hair.
Yeah. I got my hair cut for the first time since my hair transplant. And it was really scary. And my barber, Diego, shout out Diego, he really took care of me, and he like was so gentle with it. He was like nervous. I was like, it's okay, but it did hurt in the back still. The back of my head still fucking hurts.
Nerve damage.
Oh, love that for me.
Well, when I once had a filling that hurt, it was so deep that it hurt for like 4 months, and they were like, just give it time. Your tooth had a major injury. We really had to drill deep. It was like borderline going to be what's it called? A root canal.
Impacted?
No, it was a root canal. It was almost a root canal, but it was still considered a cavity. So since they had to drill so down into my tooth, he was like, this is going to hurt for a while. And after like 4 months, the pain finally went away.
4 months?
Well, think about it. Your tooth is healing.
Did you take anything to numb that?
It wasn't like, I was fully functioning. This was like a dull pain that would kind of appear and then disappear after a few hours. It was annoying. It was right before we moved here.
Oh,
but rough. My teeth are good. My hair is growing, and just be patient with me through this. And if I hate it after 2 months and I go back, I tried something new. Okay. Like, God forbid a boy try something new.
This episode is sponsored in part by Rocket Money. With prices going up on just about everything lately, being smart with your money isn't just a good idea, it's essential. But keeping track of your money these days feels like a full-time job. Subscriptions sneak in, bills creep up, and before you know it, you're paying $17.99 a month for something called Premium Cloud something or other, and you've never used it. That's where Rocket Money comes in. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. I downloaded it thinking we might find, 1 or 2 forgotten charges, and Rocket Money basically pulled out the flashlight and exposed everything. I had no idea how many subscriptions I wasn't using. Rocket Money gives you a clear view of everything. You can get alerts if your bills increase in price, or if there's unusual spending activity, or if you're close to going over budget. And Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when they use all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Support the show and go to rocketmoney.com/camp today. That's rocketmoney.com/CAMP. rocketmoney.com/camp.
Do you think the new counselor likes the top bunk or the bottom bunk? Over.
Either way, I'm giving them my boondoggle keychain. Over.
Welcome back to Camper Crush of the Week. We are celebrating right now. Everybody get some confetti, throw it in the air. If you don't have confetti local, grab a receipt, rip it up. You're not returning that dishwasher piece. I don't know, what's something that you bought recently? Rip it up.
I keep receipts for everything, and I never take a second glance at them.
You're addicted to filing.
I am. I love to file things. I have to file them away, file them for later. Never know when I'm going to need them. Need to take a little peek at them. But sometimes I'll put an important one for taxes in my wallet, and it's like that cheap carbon paper. And when I look at it again, it's just like completely white because all the carbon's gone because my ass is so hot.
Well,
so that's what I'm crushing on this week. Okay, so what am I crushing on? Did you say what segment it is?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we celebrating on this side of the table, on this side of the cabin?
On this side of the lake?
On this side of the lake, I just discovered this. Maybe people already know about it, but it is synchronized air dancing.
That's just dancing, babe. That's just dancing.
No. It's like synchronized swimming meets synchronized skydiving at iFly.
iFly? I've seen it in the real air.
No. That's fun.
When they
but it's
hold
like,
hands in a circle?
Yeah, but this, when I show it to you, because it's in such a controlled space and you watch it from the side, it's even crazier. Like, I don't need to see a bunch of people going around in a circle and fucking holding hands and making a fucking flower. I've seen them on the cover of a textbook.
They're literally in the middle of the air. They're not on an indoor tube.
Whoop-de-doo.
That's pretty cool too.
No, I'm telling you, because the ones in the tube, they do it to music that they can hear. And sometimes they bring in a violinist. Let me tell you what this girl's name is.
A violinist in the sky tube?
No, they don't bring her into that would be wild, playing a violin. That's crazy talk. So this TikTok account, her name is Kyra Poh, Poh. So she is from Singapore and she is on a world champion team of skydivers. So they do skydive, but most of her social media account is videos of her and this team doing essentially like zero gravity ballet. It
Easier
is
to film.
so much easier to film. I started tearing up watching that. It is so beautiful. It's like Cirque du Soleil in like a tube.
Those tubes aren't big enough.
You would be surprised. They're
How
tiny.
many people
tiny
are fitting
dancers.
in these
Elton
dancers?
John. There's 5 to 6.
Yeah, you can't
and they
do
go
much
in
more.
circles and they do like, they go up, down, up, down. They like twirl. It's so crazy the way that everybody is just like on the same page.
Do you think it's more coordination or more strength?
Coordination.
So you can be at any body weight and do this.
I think you have to like be able to.
I have a lot of fat on me.
I think you have to be able to like know how to work your like arms in your vest, because when you do pencil style, like you're shooting straight to the bottom, you know.
So my brother went once. My brother Jackson.
Oh, I know this story.
And she got in trouble because my brother was like really nervous. And like a big part of it is that you can't tense up. You have to be pretty fluid with your movement. But like my brother was stressed because he was like, it was a very stressful thing that they went on. He went with his wife and like, I don't know what they were doing, but he went and he ended up like elbowing the person by accident and they had to stop. And he was like, they had to like tell him like, you need to calm down. And he's like, I'm trying, like, and he was just like,
see Jackson
he got
doing
and he was
that.
like, I actually hated that entire experience. It was supposed to be fun, and I ended up just paying $100 to be stressed out.
Oh, I
and
know
be
what he would
yelled
do.
at.
I know what he would do too. He would probably like shake his head and literally go sit at the highest point of the bleachers to watch everybody and just like put his hands in his head and not talk to
he would put
anybody
his
for the rest of
chin
the day.
up, arms crossed, and would have been like so pouty. He's such. Jackson does not listen to this. He's like on a construction site. He's like, I'm not listening to that gay shit, which respect. But he's like, he would just be like, he would just shut down. But like, we're actually very similar in that sense. If we are upset, we shut down.
Yeah, he definitely does shut down. So do you. But I would love to try it. I would love to give it a go.
Jonathan, I love you. I'll support you. I cannot picture you being coordinated enough to do that.
Well, not my first time. You know, I'll be like a little Bambi walking on ice. But once I get the hang of it, I think I could do it.
And the quietest corners of this country of the United States, there is an iFly. They kind of just appear out of nowhere. It's like, oh, it's that giant gray tube in the middle of this strip mall. It's an iFly. Never been. I don't know. I would do it. I would do it if it was planned by somebody else. I'm never gonna like be like, oh, it's Saturday. Should we head down to iFly?
Well, no, Saturday is the worst day to go because it's the busiest. I think you have to make an appointment.
Oh, there's no walk-in at iFly.
No, that's so true.
It's on their shirts.
This isn't a haircut, baby. No walk in at iFly, but you can fly in.
They honestly have cornered the market.
They really have. Who else is doing it? I don't know.
So I heard from my brother Jackson, the tube that you're there's like a net or like a bar or some sort of grate in between you, but the fan below you in the iFly for the indoor skydiving is like deep in the womblands of the country.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's not. You're not like right above the blades. Like it's really a deep. He's like it's stressful because it's like you're very like high up, even though you're sea level.
That can't be good for the planet.
No,
sorry.
it can't. It really cannot be. Do you know once you hit 10 feet under, I believe, the ground is pretty much 55 degrees all year round.
All year?
Mm-hmm. It's like stable.
Well, then below that, it has to get hot at some point because
But
the
it's stable.
lava.
It doesn't matter if it's winter or summer. It's like this. It's like pretty much an even temperature.
Well, that's interesting. Isn't it weird to like really think about right now, camper, wherever you are, whether you're driving or you're at iFly right now, under your feet somewhere, like probably like 5 miles down. I don't know how deep the earth is, but like there's lava, like soup, like rock soup in the middle of the earth.
I know, it's very delicate if you think about it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's my crush. Did I have any other notes? What else did I write down? I said, why is NASA sending daisies into space when they can endorse this? And that's pretty much all I wrote. So what are you crushing on?
I am crushing on an appetizer combo platter as your meal at a restaurant. There is no reason why the best thing on the menu is an appetizer. Just make it your meal. The appetizer combo is all of the best appetizers put together. And they really range on where you are. I had the best one of my life, quite possibly, last weekend when I was back home at a place called Cello's in East Providence, Rhode Island. There's multiple locations. Very a la 99, if you know, you know. Like a better mom and pop version of what like an Applebee's TGI Friday would be, but better.
Fridays could never.
No, it's like mom and pop bar food, but they do have a multiple locations.
They also have a train on the ceiling that runs around every hour on the hour.
You never saw it.
Because we were only there for 55 minutes.
Because it came out so quick and they were so efficient. I had a cold Michelob Ultra and my appetizer sampler came with buffalo tenders, chicken tenders, onion rings, mozzarella sticks, and potato skins. So when I ordered, I say, hey, can I sub the chicken tenders for all buffalo tenders? And she was like, yeah, no problem. And then when it came out, the kitchen messed up and I did get the chicken tenders. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll fix it. I said, no, don't worry. Can I just please have a side of honey mustard? Thank God I did. Because it would have been too much with 4 buffalo tenders. 2 and 2 truly was, and they knew. And they knew better. And that's why sometimes you gotta trust the menu because the chef knows best. You're not thinking about it like the chef at Cello's would think about it.
However, I would have doubled up on the potato skins because I could fuck up a potato skin. Are you kidding me?
I am not joking. I'm going on record right now. These were the best potato skins I've ever had in my entire life. You know why? I can tell as a potato connoisseur that they salted and peppered the potato before they did anything else.
Before they even roasted it?
Every layer was seasoned.
Wow.
It was a combination. The cheese that they used, the one thing about it was a little overcooked. It was a little too crispy, but like,
yeah, it did. I thought it was the lighting.
No, it was a little too crispy, but like that's how good it was that it didn't even matter. The cheese was so flavorful and the bacon crispy. And they gave me the appropriate plastic ramekin size of sour cream. It was fantastic. Those were the best, followed by the buffalo tenders, followed by the chicken tenders, followed by the mozzarella sticks were great marinara sauce. They just weren't exciting. The onion rings were great too. Just don't know if I needed as many as they gave me. A generous portion. And sometimes I forget how things are priced, not outside of New York, because we got 4 beers. Jonathan got, what'd you get?
Oh, I got a veggie burger.
You got a veggie burger and I got the appetizer sampler and it was like $60. Had that have been in New York City, it would have been over 100. Thank God for the suburbs. It was just what I needed. It was a slice of Americana. It was going to raise my cholesterol, cause my heart to fail. But that's what sometimes the doctor orders. The doctor sometimes orders the appetizer sampler.
All the nurses listening to this, they're like, absolutely not. Never said that. Never ordered that. Don't order that. Don't do that.
The nurses that listen to this show need to end their shift early. Who cares about the patients? And head down to your local watering hole with the girls and put one in the middle of the table. And just
go crazy.
Just enjoy your life. Have a treat. Unwind with a crispy potato skin. It's the best of everything. You're not committing to one thing. You're giving yourself the opportunity to enjoy everything.
Yeah, campers, you know what? It's on us. Pretend you're the Birchbox. That was clever.
Birchbox?
Birchbox, yeah.
Yeah, that is clever. I like that.
It's like a coupon.
What song's been stuck in your head all week? Welcome to Camp Songs.
Campers, it is Counselor Jonathan here with a quick warning that this upcoming part does contain flashing lights, which may affect people who have photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivity. So maybe just close your eyes and shake your ass. I don't know.
Welcome back to Camp Songs. This is the part of the show where we share what songs have been stuck in our head all week. And we are joining up forces to support one artist that we recently just saw in concert. Who was that?
I can't believe the gays are coming together to join forces for this queen. It's never been done before. It's never been heard of before.
I don't think gay people even know who she is. Yeah.
Well, we're going to break it to you here first. We are talking about Charli XCX.
The Brat Tour. I feel like we're the last people who want to see it.
Who wanted to? What?
I feel like she's been on this tour for like a year now.
Well, no, because that was the Sweat Tour. This is the Brat Tour.
Well, it's still the same thing. It's just more true. Charli and no Troy.
That is, well, the sweat tour, she had a bunch of guests. I don't think, did she have guests with this tour?
She's like, listen, babes, I'm just trying to get a little cash grab, a young girl from Essex.
I'm just a young girl from Essex.
Charli XCX has been on our radars my entire like adolescence into adulthood. Like Charli XCX for me has always been like famous, never mega famous, but I don't think she's ever been as more famous as she is now, which just goes to show you that sometimes it takes 16, 17, 18 years to really hit your moment. Kind of inspiring. Not saying that she wasn't had a great career before that, but I don't think any point in her career has ever been as big as she is right now. It's kind of cool.
Well, she was getting radio play with like Fancy and like Boom Clap.
Yeah,
but nothing
features.
like as many. Yeah. Right,
Truly.
exactly.
And she had like a pop off here.
The Icona Pop.
Yeah, once again, not her song.
Right.
She was a feature. Like she's been always talented, but she is in her biggest moment right now. And it's been going on, and Brat is forever. So I was invited through Instagram by Clear, something I've kind of talked shit on for a while now.
Yeah.
Like
true.
literally, if you ever saw my OG shows in New York, those first 3 shows,
yeah,
it was a big part of my bit.
Mm-hmm.
I said that Clear was predatory, and they would kind of like pounce on the week of people that were late for their flights and say, let me scan that little retina. Let me scan that little retina, baby, and get you through this line because you're going to miss your flight home. And Gam Gam's dying, and she's not going to wait for you. That was me doing Charli XCX, but as a Clear employee. I really circled it through. Anyways, I was wrong because Clear DM'd me and said, hey, do you want to come to the suite at the Barclays Center? I said, can I bring Jonathan? They said, love to see you. And then they were adorably nice to me. They introduced me to other people. Matt Rogers was in the booth from Las Culturistas. Talked to him for less than a second. He was very sweet. I don't think he knows who I am. I know who Matt Rogers is. Let me say this. Sweet as pie.
Sweet as pie.
Sometimes people are not nice. And he was very, very nice. Talked to him for 2 seconds. And he's a mega Charli fan. He knew every word to every song.
Of course he did.
So that was cool that he was there. And Clear was so sweet. And the concert was...
Oh my God, it was so incredible. It was so loud.
Yeah, well, you're getting old, babe.
Stop. Oh my God, let's start there. We walk into the building and I had ordered a custom airbrush shirt that said Brat on it. And it was like cute. I thought it had like butterflies on the back.
It was cute.
Whatever.
Very cute.
And the security, the second I walked in, she told me I was showing my age with my outfit. Clocks.
And she did say that.
And she said it again as I walked away. I was like, that was wild. Mad insecure walking into that concert, I'll tell you. And everybody else was like, it was a young crowd for sure. And obviously she like appeals to young people, but in my head, I'm like, well, she was around when I was like, she's older than me.
Yeah, she's like our age.
Yeah. So in my head, I'm like, well, I couldn't be all that young, but everybody who was on like the level when we walked in was like young. Everybody was dressed like they were coming out of the Matrix. They looked good. Everybody seemed to be having a good time down there, but I was like, I'm feeling old, and I stuck out like a sore thumb.
No, you didn't. I saw girls wearing the exact same shirt that you were wearing.
Which is wild because I ordered it custom.
And they probably did too, babe. Everyone has access to Etsy.
It did come up when I searched custom Brat shirt.
Yeah, so I'm sure they got the same.
I should have wore it. I'm wearing my Garfield shirt. Garfield's on it.
You can wear it at another point because I'm sure the girls want to see. I will say the back is more impressive than the front.
That's so true.
It's not your fault. He made you do that.
That's what she said.
I thought the show was insane. And sometimes was it a little loud? Yeah, but I'm there for an hour and a half and let me just get freaky. I stood basically the entire time, and even the songs I didn't know the words to, I made them up.
That's what you do. That's what you do at a concert. The way that
I know
they
the
had
tune.
Her, the stage was like plexiglass, and her cameraman
was so cool.
Her cameraman was under it, and she was just smashing those cheeks against it. It was when she was singing "Guess." You wanna guess the color of my underwear? I was like, is Billy coming out? Is Lizzo coming out? Who's coming out? Nobody, but that's okay.
Listen, Charli looks incredible. Body is tea as fuck. And this is an observation. I feel like the Ozempic, it's if you want it, go for it. If you don't, I don't really care. It's literally nobody's choice but your own. But in Hollywood, I feel like everybody is Ozemped to the 5th degree. And it's people who I don't believe, and I don't know their health, so I'm just assuming. It's people who do not need Ozempic. People at a certain weight level, you probably do need it, or for certain health reasons. But it seems like people in Hollywood that were a size 2 are on it. And it's like, you were a 2, babe. Now you want to be a 00, go off. But Charli, her body was it was refreshingly just looked amazing. Like she looked normal,
Yeah,
but so
it was a normal
fit
body.
still. Like,
Right.
I don't know. It was great.
Mm-hmm. I loved it. I loved her performance. I loved when she was throwing around that crazy little LED rope. I thought she was going to climb it at one point. She did not. But you know who else was there the night that we were there? The fucking Olsen twins, bitch.
Both or one?
Both.
They never separate.
No, that's the thing about twins. You can't keep them too far apart or weird things happen in the universe.
I am obsessed with twins. I said it on the show before. I wish I was a twin. I'm really jealous of a twin's connection with their other twin.
Yeah, but at some point when you're like too old, like once you hit 40, it's like you're a twin. Like, what are you, 12? Like, get over it.
That's this is why you could never be a twin. You don't get it. You don't get it.
Well, what else did so we should talk about our songs that we're picking. Okay. So the song that I am picking is a Von Dutch by Charli XCX.
It's a Von Dutch.
It's okay to admit that you're jealous of me.
I'm your number one. I'm your number one. I'm just living that lifestyle.
Okay, so she says it was written about embracing being an object of gossip or obsession, with the title referring to the cult status of the, oh my God, who wrote that? Of the iconic fashion brand Von Dutch. I should wear my Von Dutch hat, but I'm out of my hat wearing era. That's right. So the song, the first time I heard it, when it came out last summer, I think we were in the car coming home from the grocery store and I said, this sounds so familiar. What is it? And I was like playing the beat in my head.
I love doing that.
And nobody's talking about this, but it is, in my opinion, sampled from this song called Yeah Yeah by Body Rocks, Bodyrox. And I looked it up online to be like, is this sampled? And it says it's not sampled, but Charli said in one passing comment, it was inspired by, but that was it. Like Body Rocks is not credited on it. And Campers, I know it's a niche song. It was like my MySpace song years ago, but if you listen to that song and then Charli's song, you're going to be like, there's no way this is just an inspiration and not samples. But what I will say was that, what's the girl's name? Luciana of Body Rocks confirmed. She said, love that song, Von Dutch. It is definitely inspired by our song, but it is not a sample. So I think we've talked about this when we talked about Heidi Montag. I don't think so, but I think they probably just are supporting her. And if it is a sample, you can't necessarily get awards for certain songs. And I don't know if that was the cause. That's just what I was reading between the lines.
So do you think Charli paid them to like not get credited so that she could get
I don't think she would do that. I don't think she would do that. And maybe I am wrong because everywhere it just says it's inspired, but it's not sampled. But I'm listening to it and
say allegedly right now before you get in trouble.
It's all alleged. That's what I'm saying. It's my opinion. It's my opinion. But nobody seems to be talking about it. So maybe I'm just like the only person who seemed to be thinking that. Anyway, the music video for Von Dutch was filmed in the Paris-le-Bourget airport in the same terminal where they shot a scene for season 6 of The Crown.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought you'd be shocked and shook by that.
I wish I knew what scene it was because The Crown is one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Probably the scene in the airport, I would assume.
I can't. Season 6 so later season, so we're definitely up to modern time.
Maybe it was Princess Di.
In the airport. I don't remember.
And she's having the time of her life in this video. It's so fun from the jump. It's like obviously very Charli. It's really quick cuts. It's dancey. It's poppy. She's literally...
She throws her a body.
Hanging on the back of one of those floor sweepers that automatically go around the massive like ride-on ones. She's she's being dragged by it by one arm and like dancing with her feet. And she's like dancing on the catwalks, the escalators that aren't stairs.
Cute.
Yes, it's very, very fun. Then she's shaking her ass on a Boeing 747. And that is my camp song, Von Dutch, which was also the official theme song for WWE's 2025 Royal Rumble wrestling event.
Really?
I was shocked as well.
Undertaker comes out to Von Dutch.
Yeah, it's kind of like cunty.
Not Rey Mysterio, rest in peace. That was tragic for the wrestling community.
When did he die?
Last year.
That's
I actually like shuddered when I saw it.
It's sad.
Do you know who he is?
Yeah, I know who he is.
I don't think you do.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You just said a different wrestler. Yeah, of course I know who Stone Cold Steve Austin.
China is.
Yeah, don't try. You're gonna lose this battle. I was forced against my will.
See me at AOL.com.
It was Zach. You can't see me 12 at AOL.com. Yeah, that was my handle. So you want to talk to me about wrestling? I was forced into watching it. You can't see me. My time is now.
Oh my God.
My song by Charli XCX this week is my personal favorite, and it's Sympathy is a Knife. Specifically, the Ariana Grande remix. I think it's a stronger song with her on it, even though the original is good. Like, they're both great. I think Ari really added like a great twist, and I think it's fun to hear Ariana Grande in like a house music kind of like edited auto-tune kind of vibe.
It is. We need the break-free era from her again.
So we're turning into a drama channel.
Let's say alleged before anybody comes for us.
You were just talking about musical rights, which is going to get you in more in trouble than I am.
No, baby. I said apparently, allegedly, in my opinion, honey.
All right, let me talk about my song now. So this is all alleged. So Charli has said Sympathy is a Knife. This is not alleged. This is from her. It's about her anxiety, insecurities, and wanting to avoid situations that make her feel self-doubt. Love, completely relate to that. I do that all the time. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to feel good about myself if I do that. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
And you shouldn't have to.
I know, but not that I'm Charli XCX, but sometimes I get invited to do things that are like bigger events. And I think to myself, how is this going to make me feel? Am I excited? Am I nervous? And why am I nervous? And if I feel like it's going to put me in a mental space to like doubt myself or make me feel like shit about myself, I don't do it.
And you shouldn't. You do a full body scan before you go in and you say, how is this outcome going to affect me mentally?
But this is when the alleged tea comes in. Upon its release, fans speculated that the track was written about Taylor Swift and her relationship with Matt Healy of the 1975. Okay, so we're going back in time now. This was before Comet is the man on the Chiefs coming straight home to me.
Right. When she was with
Matt Healy.
Healy Rogers.
So the speculation was amplified by Swift re-releasing her album, The Tortured Poets Department, in the United Kingdom a week after Brat's release, blocking it from reaching #1 on the UK album chart. Do you remember that?
I remember that. And I remember thinking that was shitty.
Following this, the audience of Charli XCX's DJ set in Sao Paulo chanted, "Taylor is dead," which she condemned. She also later debunked the speculation of the track subject, expressing that the track was written about anxiety, insecurity, and situational self-doubt. And Swift later praised Charli XCX in an interview with Vulture. So the remix version featuring Ariana Grande was released last October off the album remix, which was called It's Completely Different, but also still Brat. As opposed to its original version, Ariana Grande's remix deals with the pitfalls of being in the public eye. But upon the release of Charli XCX's 6th studio album from about Brat, when fans speculated that Sympathy is a Knife, they speculated that Sympathy is a Knife was written about Taylor Swift and her ex-boyfriend Matt Healy, because the two women had previously performed together, because Charli XCX was at the 1989 tour and was also the opening act for the Reputation Stadium tour.
Charli was?
Yes, she was her opener. Oh. So there's never been a public feud, but fans think was about Taylor and Matt Healy because George's boyfriend, I think it's her husband. I mean, Charli's boyfriend, which I think is her husband now, is George Daniel, who's the drummer
I'm looking this up.
of the 1975.
We're going to get to the bottom of this.
So what do you think about that?
I think everybody's going to speculate something all of the time. And I don't want to pit women against women, especially those in the public eye. I can see where people would get that from.
Because he's the drummer of Taylor's current boyfriend, who's the lead singer.
But they would have been dating when she wrote that song. Like, they still would have been together when Charli finished this song.
Yeah, and the whole song was about like feeling like less than to a very specific person. So she's like, I'm with the drummer, you're with the lead singer, I'll never be you. Like, that's why people were thinking it was about her.
Oh, then I think
I'm just saying.
No, I'm not coming, babe. See, we need to hear. This is why we can't be a drama channel.
See, if Jonathan wasn't on the podcast right now and he wasn't so afraid of a public feud, he would indulge me in this conversation. But now
I'm indulging you, but I have an opinion.
Like PC on the mic. No one here is going to go destroy us. We're just saying it's alleged. I was just sharing with the audience.
This is a one-sided argument right now because that's not what I was saying.
Anyways, Sympathy is a Knife. It's a knife when you know they're waiting for you to choke. It's a knife when the journalist does a misquote.
I thought we were going to harmonize.
It's a knife when it's a knife. That's both doing the same. Both of us wanted to go high with it.
I know. I was trying to go higher.
We're fighting over it.
Got it.
We love it.
We love it. I love it. Okay.
I love it.
Oh, Charli, Chucky, if you will, Chucky XCX.
If you have an option and you can see her before this Brat Tour is over, it was just so fun.
It was so
a rich
fun.
experience with friends and fun.
Speaking of friends and fun, I think that's where the friends and fun of today comes to an end, unfortunately. If you missed an episode by some chance, well, you're in luck because we have over 200 episodes that you can catch up on. Also, give our playlist a little listen anywhere that you listen to music, as long as that anywhere is strictly Spotify and YouTube. So I shouldn't have said anywhere. Also, give us a 5-star rating and review. We would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for doing that for us.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. We'll see you forever. And with that being said,
Lights out, campers.